Hello friends, this is Tane aka Skeletane here. We are right in the middle of the action here on the EQ Legends beta server with our friend Classic. We are at the Ghoul Lord camp fighting Hoptor Thegelum, which is the Ghoul Lord, that's his real name, hoping for the short sword of Yakisha. That is the item I like to get. I did kill him once off camera and got the skull-shaped barbute, I think it's called. But we're really hoping for the SSOY, so that's what I'm looking for. We'll see if he drops it. It's very rare, doesn't drop very often. We'll find out. Yeah, got the helmet again, which was expected, but that's okay. We'll keep looking. And just so you know, we are in a personal instance, D2, you can see it down here. It's kind of an interesting method to how you have to get somebody into it. Like, you got to invite them with like a command, and then they enter the zone, and then they go to try and enter a personal. It's a little confusing, I gotta say. So I'm hoping that is either cleared up or they have good instructions on how to do it. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work. But yeah, so here we are together in a personal private instance. We have the whole of Lower Guck to ourselves. It's pretty sweet. And I'm getting wrecked by this guy. We're going a little cavalier and just diving straight in here, but that's all right. We can handle it. The thing that's really making it viable for us to do this is charm. We come into a room like this where there's some pretty tough mobs. I mean, they're not super tough, but they're like 45 up, and we just each charm one, and then we're able to take out the king pretty easily after that. As long as we can hold charms, it's not so bad. So now what we're going to do is we're running back to the Frenzy camp and see if we can get there before pops start coming up, which of course we will run into some along the way, and that's fine. Kill these guys. And then back to Frenzy. I'm still waiting for the FBSS. Haven't got it yet. Really hoping to see it drop. I think Classic got one to drop finally. He was kind of dad camping it in a private instance earlier today, and I think he finally ended up getting it. So lucky him. I'm still waiting for it. I think I need to charm one of these guys because I'm getting beat up a little bit here. Let's throw a charm down on one of these guys here. There we go. We got that guy charmed. Back on our main target. And now we're getting pops behind us. Whatever. That's alright. Where's this guy? Come here. So in the last video you saw me, we kind of did this already. We did a bit of Guck. We did a bit of... then we checked out Befallen. And that was pretty cool, checking out all the new stuff in there. So if you guys caught the live stream today, it's Saturday, and there was a live stream for EQ Legends, from the official EQ Legends, and they had talked about how they're going to do this again. They're going to do revamps for other dungeons. I think they said the next one was going to be Blackburrow. So that's pretty cool. I like that they're starting out with all the newbie stuff that people are going to run into first. Let me drop my pet here. There we go. And I think that's very exciting. So it revives some of the old dungeons, causes people to go back to them and want to farm them. Like, everyone's going to Befallen right now because it's got really great gear in it. So why wouldn't you, right? And doing that to Blackburrow will have the same effect. So I'm looking forward to all the revamps that they start doing for all the different dungeons. I assume they're going to do all the different dungeons. Clearly they're making a point of it, so very exciting to see how it works. I'm also very curious to see how the placeholders are going to work. If they're going to do the same thing they did in Befallen, which was to knock the placeholders out, so you just have the name always spawning. So I would imagine they're going to do the same thing down in Blackburrow. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. We got a dual class here. Dual class, maybe Shadow Knight or Necromancer. What is he? I don't know. He's got him as a pet. We'll grab this guy. Nah, these guys are too easy. I don't need to take them as pets. These light blues go down pretty quick. It's not the best XP in the world, and that's fine. It's just back and forth, back and forth. It's progress as we kill as we kill them, even though they're light blue. They're still giving us up a little bit here. Is he going to drop the pet? Yep, he did. There we go. As you can see, also my gear, I'm not wearing my lambent. I have switched out for the pristine studded leather that I leveled up really high down in Befallen because it's better than my lambent, which is sad because I love the lambent. Such a good look, but the stats are just too good. What I'm now looking forward to is the what do you call it? Ornamentation. Ornamentation is like that transmog ability where you can overwrite the look of your armor, so I can put the lambent look over top of the pristine stuff. That was going to be really nice to do. So, all right, we're going to fight our way in here now and hope to find the frenzy. I'm going to actually peek and see. It does not look like he is up, so we'll kill him again, and then we will head our way back to the Ghoul Lord. So that's kind of the route. All right, we've made our way back down to the frenzy area, and we got a frenzy up. So, pretty good. Hoping to get something still. Have had 0 luck. We've been running back and forth. The Ghoul Lord hasn't even popped again after we killed him, so we haven't had anything good there, and nothing on frenzy either. So this is the first frenzy we've got up, which is why I am in here doing it. I'm gonna grab the frenzy right now. Oh, he's dual class. I'm gonna see if I get this frenzy on charm. Come on, bloodthirsty on charm. Let's go. There we go. Okay, classic got him on charm. Perfect. War Cleric is the worst. They're the toughest. I feel they're one of the toughest of the dual classes. Lots of HP, heals themselves. Not a fun combo. Warrior Mage is also pretty brutal because they're tanky and then they just nuke you to death. And they got their pet too, so it's just kind of ooh. What I tend to do now in those cases, if I'm fighting a dual class that's got a pet, I just charm it for a moment, and that kills the pet, and then just release the charm. Which, by the way, I don't think I've mentioned this. When you charm a pet now, it's pretty cool. You can just hit, maybe this is something on TLPs, but for me, I come from Project Quarm, Project 99, and I got the ring again. No FBSS. But on Project Quarm, on Project 99, we have to invis to break charm if we want to break it early. And on here, when you get your pet bar, you can just hit leave on the pet bar, and it will drop it, which is so nice. I love it. We got the Sentinel up here too. Not that I really need anything for the Sentinel, but I do like to kill him. I mean, it's nice to get gear off him because then you can upgrade stuff and then pass it to your, other builds and stuff. Put it in the bank. So it's never a bad idea to kill a named, even if you're not using the item right away. More gloves. Class is going to run off and check and see if the Lord is up. He's a rogue. He has rogue in his build, so he can just sneak hide all the way through. I can't. I have to. All these undead see me through all my, because I don't have IVU. So what I do is, if I want to check something quick, I'll go bard speed and like run as fast as I can, and then feign death near it. It looks like he's not up. Oh, he's up. Alright, so you get to see it in live in action. Oh. Okay, I think we're going to just do it. Where'd he go? Is he coming down? I need to get his bard song. Oh, here we go. Oh, I fell down. There we go. Okay, good deal. We're going to clear up. It's fine. We can get through most of it. Go right through here. Clear out what we can, and then we're going to work our way up to the Lord. So we'll get another Lord together. I'm going to charm this one. There we go. You can see here, so on the pet bar, there's a leave button right there. That leave button will release the pet immediately without needing to do an invis to break or wait for it to just expire. I like that a lot. So I'm going to use it right now. Boom, drop leave, immediately drops the pet, and we can kill it right away. Oh, we got level 46 somewhere back there. I wasn't even paying attention. I was probably yapping about whatever. But we got 46. Look at that. Okay, what do we get at 46? Tuyin's Chant of Frost. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if that's something No, it's not any better than what I'm running. I'm running disease right now, and that's fine. Although these frogs might be more resistant to disease than cold, so it might be worth running cold instead of disease in my. I'll have to swap that in, because I do notice that the disease does get resisted more often. All right. We are back at the Lord. We're going to try to do this. Okay, I'm going to charm the right. Okay, charming. Oh, he's dual classed again? Wonderful. Trying to run through. There we go. There we go. I got it. All right, we're dotting them up. He's a druid, so I was dropping the thorns. I ran my Dispel song on him to drop those thorns off. I think it's working all right. We've got these 2 charmed, so they're helping. But man, dual class is so hard when you get it on a high mob like this, a 47. It can be pretty brutal. But I think with these 2 pets, and we're really dotting him up, he's going down fairly quick. If he was a Shadow Knight cleric, man, would be a long fight. Recharming. There we go. We're back on him. This is on D2. You know, and D4 is even harder. It's crazy on D4. Probably want... You could probably do it with 2 on D4, but it's probably would want to do it with 3. It would be rough. I think we're interrupting him enough that he's not getting any heals off. He's trying to heal himself, though. Yeah, got that skull-shaped barbute again. Let me drop my pet, kill him off here. Oh, too bad we didn't get the short sword of the Acacia, but I plan to stay here a bit longer. Classic has to get going, so he's going to probably leave here soon. And then I'll just probably run this back and forth to Frenzy like I have been. Just slow and steady. Alright, we're back at Frenzy, and Classic has logged out, and I've got Frenzy up. Before I do that, I've got an AA to buy here. I've got 12 AA sitting. Kind of forgot about it. But what I really wanted was Ambidexterity. It's an expensive one at 9 for a single point, but it's only 1 point, and it says passively increases your chance to dual wield by 32%. That is excellent. I'm going to assume that that should be increasing our DPS. So we're going to train that and get it. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't have a parser running, so I don't know if what the significant amount of DPS increase, but maybe we'll see mobs going down quicker. Maybe we'll see more offhand swings, which I assume we will, but I'm not sure what else to spend points on right now, so we'll just leave those sit. I probably should put more into Singing Mastery and kick that up. That's probably the next one, or maybe even Jam Fest, but especially later if we're going to be doing bosses, Nagi, Vox, plain raids, having Jam Fest will be good because in likelihood that you have these different things like Dispel effects will hit higher targets, which Dispel is really good against damage shields and things and not being resisted. Anyway, we're going to get to work here and start lulling and pulling. Going to charm the Dargul Knight right away. I'm hoping that doesn't... Oh, I pulled everybody. How about that? And it failed too. That's even better. So we got a fail on the charm. There we go. We're going to get on the Bloodthirsty to kill him. So I'll tell my pet to hit the Bloodthirsty because he's a light blue. He should go down much faster. Let's get the dots running on him. Let's see if that frost hits him right away. Yeah, frost hit him, no resist. The disease, like I said, gets resisted a bit more on these frogs, which makes sense. I think these guys are probably resistant to poison and disease more than cold or fire. Cross your fingers, man. I've been waiting for an FBSS for a long time. Really hope I can get it, but I'm fully expecting to get a ring again. We're going to have that ring leveled up real high before we ever get an FBSS. Wow, let's take him down before my Dargul Knight's charm runs out. There we go. Oh my gosh, we got it, boys and girls. Ladies and gents, check it out. Flowing black silk sash +2, haste 23%. Now, I know it says merge. It says merge because I have one in my pet equipment. It's just been sitting there, but we are not doing that because this character was considered kind of a self-found character. I took all my old gear, dumped it in the bank, and I am not allowed to use all the other stuff, including the stuff in my pet loadout. I'm not touching these. Yes, I have short swords of the Akisha at 4. I've got the flowing black silk sash there, but I'm not using it. So I'm just going to leave it where it is, and I will give this to myself, but I got to figure out where I'm going to put it now. So let's see. I got to do a little thinking. I will tell you when I've figured out where I'm going to put this. Okay, I've put it in my any slot where I had my Stein, so I am losing the wind resonance, and I already lost the brass because I took out, I don't remember what item, but for the breastplate, and that's okay. A lot of my abilities are primarily using the drum and the lute currently. Almost all of them. There's just a few that are using other things, and that's not as big of a deal. I think that the gain in attack speed. I also leveled it to 4 with some motes, as you can see here. Wait, where is it? They've moved it around on me in the storage area. I used some of these motes here, which are just little they're like item XP that you can then pull out and put into an item and level it up. And I've leveled it to 4. So now my haste is 25%, and that bumps me to 150% because my Jonathan's Whistling War Song gives me 25% already. So now 25, we are at 150. That's fantastic. That's what I was hoping for. Now, what I really want is the Mithril Two-Hander, which is we talked about in a previous episode, and you saw in the last one. We were trying to kill the king all the way down here. I know you can't see it on my map very well, but the king, and he drops the Mithril Two-Hander, which is a 30% or 31% haste base. So that would be better than this. And it's a weapon, which means if I put it here in the any slot, I can put the Bard Exaltation in it, because I can't put the Bard Exaltation in these items because they're not weapons. They need to be weapons in order for the Bard in order for them to be activated and used. So yeah, that's all right. Well, I'm very happy we finally got this thing. We got the FVSS. I'm still missing earrings and have been thinking about where to go, and I believe there's earrings. I know someone had mentioned in the comments, and one of my guild mates mentioned it too, that I should just go back to Mistmore and camp that little bathroom area where there's a little pool in the ground, and there's a mob there that can drop the earring. That's like a strength earring with AC on it and some hit points, I think. So I might do that. I'm not sure yet. Or maybe I just take some of this money I've got and level up jewel crafting and just make my own earrings, which is also a possibility. And you can merge those together. So if you craft the items, you can merge crafted with crafted and level them up that way. So that is also an option. Okay, now what are we gonna do? And I'm gonna keep clearing, I guess, because I'm leveling in here too, which is kind of nice. Let's see. I think we should probably go see if the Ghoul Lord is back up, because it would be still good to get a short sword of the Akisha for the proc. That's what I want it for. It's Ignite. There's already a proc on this one, but it only does 38, 46 damage. The short sword of the Akisha, as you can see in my pet loadout, does, we'll look at it. Again, I'm not using this, 75. So I want to go get one, take the proc out, and put it in these weapons here. Because I don't believe, I mean, those are 0.5. Those are really nice, actually. 0.5 at +4. I'm getting 0.5 at these, yeah. So the short sword actually would be an upgrade. Not for stats, but for attack, because there are no stats on these. I'm not sure if I'll use them or not. But anyway, they are very hard to drop regardless, so it's not like I can farm those easily. So for now, the weapons I have are good enough. Alright, back to farming, back to running around. I may talk to you again when I'm killing the Ghoul Lord, or I may be in a completely different part of the world having a different adventure, and you will be following along. So I will see you soon. Hey, what's up everybody? I have moved and I may have leveled a little bit over in Guck. I was still killing the Ghoul Shin Lord as well as Frenzy. Didn't get anything good, so I didn't really want to put that on camera because there's nothing to see. But I did just stay there in XP for a while, and now I'm level 48 and I've moved to Solo-Self B, which is Nagy's lair. And I'm XPing over here to get 50. I'm pushing for 50. This is a really good spot to push for 50. So that's what I'm working on right now. And just killing these rogues. Well, I've read rogues. These imp protectors, which are rogues. And these lava guardians over here. They range from like 44 to like 48. So this has been working pretty well. It's going to be just XP in here. The Lord of Freedy is up. The Freedy Lord, we'll show him. I'll show him going killing him, but I don't really need his boots. They don't do me any good, but we'll just go kill him for fun. So I'm working my way over there. It's a bit of a tough break-in if you're fighting your way. If you invis, you can actually invis all the way to him. These imps and the lava guardians do not see invis, which is a nice little benefit, but I'm just killing my way here because I want the XP. So that's what I'm working towards currently. Let's see if I can get this guy. Try to. Yep, here he comes. I'm gonna try to. Did I get him? There we go. Got him. Just trying to charm pull when I can to split these. I had a harder time on my Necro Shaman Paladin in here than I am with my Bard right now. I can tell you that because I also leveled here from like 47 or 48 up to 50 on that combo. And I think it's just that the Bard utility is what's winning the day here. I mean, I've got insane haste. I've got crazy... oops, I need to dispel this guy who's going to kill me with his damage shield. There we go. But I've got so much utility here, guys. I've been messing around with my songs, trying to find a good combination of songs to run on my Symphonic Aura. I've got a new haste, which was, I've been using Jonathan's Whistling War Song for a long time. At 45, I got this one, which does haste, strength, and attack rating, which is great. Celos Chords of Cessation, which I just got at 48, that is like a slow and a dot in one. So instead of me running, I was running the slow and I was running a dot, AoE dot. I don't need to do that any longer. It's all in one. I'm still running my heal, Sama Mystic Shielding, which is giving me health regen as well as magic resist. I like magic resist because it's just an overall good stat to have for saves. And then the last thing I'm running is amplification, and amplification is kind of crazy. It really bumps up the singing songs, which is my psalm and my hymn. It does not affect John. No, it does affect. I'm sorry, it affects Jonathan's, and it affects the psalm. It doesn't affect him of restoration, but it affects these two. And look at my stats. It doesn't affect the attack speed. This is just the base of Jonathan's. So amplification does not affect haste boost on Jonathan's. It does not give it a boost, but it does give a boost on strength. I'm running at like 186, and it jacks the heck out of my save magic. Without the amplification, the save magic is like maybe like 140 or 150 or something like that. It's this 329 is a little nutty, so the amplification works crazy good right now. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to work, but it's super good. We're getting pops behind, so I need to start getting these guys knocked out here so I can fight them. Let's see if we can get this guy pulled safely. Oh no, he's going the wrong dang way. Isn't that great? Isn't that fun? Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to have to try to see if I can get one of these done up. There we go. There we go. Got one charmed. Hopefully we can take these down. We're going to get some repops behind. I don't know if it'll be a problem yet, but we kill pretty quick. With this haste, 173%, which is granted by obviously the FBSS, with the with my song. My song really boosted a ton. The Jonathan's provocation. Oh, we're gonna have another one here. All right, here we are. We are fighting. I give you this map, by the way. Goodness, we are fighting the Afridi. I just jumped in here, dispelled his damage shield, and I think he had like a regular shield on. He's not too hard to take down. I'm also only doing this on difficulty 1 because the other difficulties were filled with people who are camping this area. So I just came in here to do it. Also, I can't seem to start a private or a personal instance here. I think that might be a limitation because of the raid zone or something. There's the Afridi boots. We don't care about those. Intelligence, wisdom, and it's got an enhancement effect, which is good for like a shaman if you're buffing. But we got a Lob Guardian. So, I got to dispel him. Dispel that damage shield. It is wicked. There we go. But yeah, he's not too hard, but he's level 50. Pretty easy to take down at difficulty 1. Even on difficulty 2, when I was here on my Paladin Necro Shaman, I didn't have any trouble taking him down. I would just dispel his shield and then get after him, and it was usually no issue. So this is kind of the rotation up here in this area. I'll just zoom in on the map. This is the whole imp area. You can come in here, and then what I'll do is I'll stand back here and kind of pull guys from around back to this cave. This cave is not safe, but it is definitely the best place to pull. You can see I've got a mob who's pathing up here right now. So I'm going to run out here, aggro this guy, and pull him back into the cave. That seems to be the best way to do this, because sometimes when stuff starts popping, it gets a little wild, and then you get way too many. So yeah, but yeah, this is about the cycle. My whole loadout here, I'm running like 5 dots now on the mobs. I've got 4 dots in my melody, and then I'm running the 5th dot comes from the cessation, which is tremendously good. Let me close this map again, and then of course my hymn, which is giving me, I've got like 60 HP regen per tick, which is obviously really good, and good strength boost, massive save versus magic, which against the Afridi Lord works well because I resist almost every spell he casts. He'll cast some of the big mean spells. He doesn't cast like Ice Comet, but he'll cast Elric's like Entombment of Ice, and I just straight up resist it. Let's get this Imp Protector here. The pathing's a little wacky in here. Oh, I got more than one. Superb. Oh, he's a rogue magician. I did not want to see that. That's not great. So what we're going to do with him is we are going to charm him and get rid of his pet. There we go. There goes his pet. And we'll just take this Guardian out, which does not have a damage shield on currently, so that is helpful. But this will be the cycle. I'm just gonna stay here and just keep grinding until we hit 50. So not a terribly exciting bit of content here, but we're just grinding away. So now I gotta make this guy go away, and we will try to kill him. Rogue magic, the magician part's a bit of a pain, but I've got really high magic resist, so it really shouldn't be too much of an issue to deal with him. He'll just take a while to kill because he's got a ton of hit points being a dual class. It's very rare to get a dual class on difficulty 1. I think I've said that before, but yeah. Oh, I've also swapped my helmet out. So I swapped out the Lambent helm for the skull-shaped barbute because it became better. And not only did I get the save versus magic, but I got the HP and the AC. It doesn't have stats like the Lambent helm does, but the stats on the Lambent helm were not like amazing. They were like Dex and Charisma, which I don't really need at the moment. I've got plenty of Dex for now, and if I really wanted to jack my Dex up, I do have a song, a Kata's Dex like song, and it has a big old huge dexterity boost. It'll put it to like 250. It'll just max my Dex out if I really wanted it. So while we're waiting to regen here, get my health back and some repops, you'll see that obviously some of my equipment's all been swapped out here for these. I think I said this already, that I've swapped a bunch of this out so I don't look as cool without my Lambent, but it's got the better stats on it. My goal here is to get obviously to 50, and then I think I'm going to rotate the Bard in and try, what I'd like to do is mix some of my other stuff in. Like I've got the Warrior, the Bard, and then I might even try the Monk again, but I think I might slide the Shaman in there and do like a Warrior, Bard, Shaman at 50. And what I'd like to do is try to take on Nagy, and maybe even Vox, and just, but Nagy would be the first one I would take. I can with the Bard in the mix, I can boost my fire resist really high. I can get almost to 300, I think. Which is good against Nagy. And then obviously I have slow. I mean, I have a Shaman slow, but also there's a Bard slow and all the Bard dots that I can apply in the Shaman healing, which would be helpful because I'll need some healing, of course, and the Bard's healing song won't cut it. So it'll be kind of a fun challenge to try to take out Nagy solo with this combination. With that combination. So, because I don't think the Bard Warrior Monk can pull it off. I just don't have a good way to heal, and that's a problem. So I want to try it with the Shaman mixed in. What I'd really like to do is level my Cleric class up. I think my Cleric is at, let's take a look. I got Cleric to 32, so I have a good chunk of leveling to do there to get it up to 50, and then bring it into the mix to fight Nagy. That would be the best. Like a Bard Warrior Cleric would probably be pretty crazy. But yeah, that would be the plan, as I'd like to try that here. And of course Nagy is down here. This is Nagy's lair right here. And we would go into, it won't be up in this because this is a public instance, but there's like a mob that you go talk to in Hail, and it lets you start your own like personal raid instance, and then I have to fight my way through here through the giants and then get to Nagy. So I think that'd make a fun video to try to do that one and try to do it together, and it would be trial and error for sure because I know it won't go very smoothly. Alright, we're back to killing, back to XPing, and I will update you as we gain levels or anything interesting is happening here along the way, but should be probably maybe some little killing montage, and then ding 50. Everybody, we're checking back in. We are almost level 50. So like I said, we were just going to get grinding through this until we dinged, which we are going to do very soon. We are 97%. So I know this has been a little bit boring, this part, little quiet, but we're going to pick things up. When we hit 50, we're going to go back to the bank. We're going to do a whole bunch of equipment sorting. We're going to swap classes and mix and match what we currently got. And our next target is Nagafen, if I can figure out how to do it. Lord Nagafen is a bit of a, well, he's a raid boss, right? Never soloed him before, ever. Only ever done it as part of a group on actual server, like Project on Quarm. And this will be a challenge. I know there's a little bit of a difficulty in getting into the instance, kind of tricky, trying to figure out how to do the raid instance thing. I don't know how to do it. That's what we're going to figure out together. And once I figure that part out, then we're gonna try it and probably fail a whole lot. But that's the beauty of EverQuest Legends. If we die, it doesn't matter. We just respawn and we keep moving on. I think probably the trickiest part is going to be working through all the giants and finding our way through the mess of giants, which will take time before we can even get to Nagafen. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, that's the next part. As soon as we get the ding here, we're out of here. And thankfully, my mind thinks about when I get a level, before I move on, I need to stay and get XP above that level. There it is. We got it. But we don't need to do that. We got our level. We got ding 50, which means ding 50 on this trio. So let's get out of here and we'll take a look at all the different things we've got here. So I am immediately origining out, and I will see you soon at the bank looking at our equipment and figuring out what we're going to equip. All right, boys and girls, we are back at the bank. The plan now is to swap some gear out. Because I've reached 50, I'm going to basically end the self-found run rule of only using gear I can find. And I'm going to dive into my bank, because we're going to swap class breakups anyway. And we're going to pick from the library of gear I have for my previous run and kind of mix and match what we've got in here for this character blend that we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is our loadout change. Let me close my bank here and pull this open. All right, so something to note, when I first reached level 50 on my other loadout, which was the Necro Paladin Shaman, I received a primary class change token. By reaching 50 on this next round, I did not receive that. So that is just something interesting to note. You do not get it every time you level another class of 50. So we're going to make a new build here. And how do we do this? Oh, here we go, we're building one. We're going to do add, new one. We want Bard as our primary, definitely. And what I wanted to put in here was the Shaman and Warrior, I think I want to do. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Warrior, Shaman, Bard, and see how that turns out. I'm not convinced it's the best, but it's something it's what I'd like to try. I know we lose some. We're definitely going to lose some DPS in this, because that monk DPS is pretty great. So we'll see how it goes. The other option would be to swap the Bard out, but I don't think I want to do that yet. I feel like I want to run it with the Bard and see the utility of it, because of the ability to add so much in terms of like save versus magic. We could just bump our fire to the sky. The haste, crazy amount of haste that we're going to add, because at level 50, which we haven't even looked at, we should have a new haste ability, which I think is an over haste, which will really boost us above cap. So we'll take a look at that. All right, this is the idea. Well, I can't pick a city. Oh, I got to pick a Dark Elf. Okay, there we go. Back to Dark Elf. Yep, share with loadout what? Use this loadout, yeah. Yeah, we're copying the equipment as well. and let's see how it goes. All right. Wait, please use. Oh, it didn't. Oops. Shaman and warrior. All right, save it. Well, let's see if it lets us switch to it and see what happens. Okay, we switched, and our hit points didn't change. That's nice. About. And what else happened here? There's going to be maybe some gear we can't wear? But no, we're a warrior, so it shouldn't change anything. The lambent we kept, of course. Okay, alright. Okay, so we've done that part. We've switched the classes. I'll have to mess around with that with the spell bar. That's going to be a bit of a mess, loading all my shaman buffs back in, and then loading all my bard songs back in. I do have my songs saved for that. Next thing is we're gonna dumpster dive into my bank and look for all this extra gear I took off at level 10, which you remember when you watched the first episode of this. I dumped it all in. Now we're gonna pull it out and start mixing and matching. I'm not gonna sit on screen and record that part. That's gonna take me a while to decide and min-max what I want to pull and put in. So we're gonna I'm gonna cut the video here, and I'll get back with you in just a minute when I've got all this sorted out as to what I'm going to use and what we're going to try to use. All right, see you soon. All right, everybody, after way too long of me messing around with optimizing my gear, optimizing my songs and my buffs and my blah, 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 I think I've got it all figured out. So I'm outside of here in Neriac. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I've got quite the setup. So this is my gear setup currently. Some of the stuff is pretty much the same. Skull-shaped barbute, I just got that still. All the pristine stuff still here. I had another pristine leather bracer in the bank, so I pulled that out. I swapped out my cloak and my shoulders for a couple things I had in the bank that were just a little better, on specifically for stats. And then I've got my mithril two-hander, which I had in the bank. Now that I'm kind of done with the self-found run, I'm just pulling stuff out of the bank. This has got that 35% haste on it. And then I was able to put my horn exaltation into it. My Baron's blade is at 7 now because I had an extra one in the bank, merged it in. We got 2+7 weapons with all the wonderful little procs. I pulled my Yakisha procs off that I had earned before into both of these. So we've got double Yakisha procs kicking in here, which is going to be great. And what else? Oh, my haste is 175 because I have the shaman. You can see my stack of shaman buffs here that I've got running. So that's going to be useful. That's boosted my stats, plus all the different songs, which they're not at the max right now. Let me show you what it looks like at max. Let me load this set that I've called my Bard Shaman versus Nagi, and you will see how my stats are going to jump here. My strength, my agility, my dex are all going to really bounce, and then my save versus fire, which is really important. You'll see that bounce as well once this kicks in. Ding, there you go. That's actually not max. Something is, there it goes. Yeah, I forgot it. The amplification takes a minute to ramp up, so you can see the stats ramping. I forgot the amplification takes a little while to go. It's like 3 ticks or something. It should go to 370. There we go. 370 fire, 315 strength, 344 dex, 214 agility. So we're doing good. We're almost at 5k hit points, 3k on mana, a huge endurance pool. So we're pretty well set here. Good AC, almost 400. Our attack at 479, looking good. So this is what I'm gonna run. And with all these songs, we can see the songs I'm running, which are the bottom 5 here. And then for my melody, I have the melody I'm gonna run has the cold dot single target slow, because AoE slow does not hit Nagi, so we have to use a single target slow. The MR song and a poison song, which I don't expect either of these two to hit. I'm just throwing them in there with hope that they might hit. And then I've got a heal on the bar for myself because I'm going to need to heal myself. I'm running Spirit of the Puma, which is a self-target. That one's a little annoying. I have to target myself and then cast it, which has got an additional, I think, proc ability attached to it, which apparently is supposed to be good. I've never used it. And then Dispel for any DSs that I got to deal with on the Giants. So, and of course, Lull and Charm if I can use it. I don't know if I can. So I overthought this whole process is what I need. I haven't even done it yet. I might go in there and go, wow, this didn't work at all. But that's how I think. I have to over prepare, overthink it. I haven't done a thing yet with it, so yeah, that's the plan. All right, I'm gonna load my bard travel setup again, and then we're gonna run to Nagy's lair and figure this out. So the next time I see you, we'll be in Nagy's, hopefully in the raid instance of the zone, ready to fight. Okay, we are in a solo raid instance, D0, as you can see down here in the bottom right corner. I found the Voidling. I had to hail it. Don't be invis. I found that out. Hail it. And then you click on the word danger. It opens a little like interface, like the solo instance interface that lets you choose what you want to do. And then I created a raid instance for D0. And that's it. I should have shown that on camera. I apologize. If I do another one on D1, if this is successful, I may try it on D1, and we will see. Then you can see what the menu looks like. But it's pretty much like just a personal instance thing. So anyway, we're just going to start working through this and fight our way through. I'm looking ahead here. We can see we got giants, we got yellow giants, a warlord, a bunch of giants along the way. I don't know if any of these are lullable or charmable, but we'll find out when we get there. There's Magus Rokel. Okay. Yeah, I think there's something to do with when you get close to this area, Nagy will auto pull, so we got to be careful with that. I don't think Nagy pulls when you get Magus, so we should be okay on that front. Yeah, we're gonna give it a shot and see how this thing goes. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm curious to see how Puma does. Oh wow, it hit right away. 154 damage on Puma? That's crazy. Yakisha heading off. I gotta get my spells going again. 150. Oh my, this Puma is out of control good. Puma only lasts for like 2 minutes, I think, or a minute and a half, so I have to keep recasting it, which is why I made a macro for it. Unfortunately, Puma does not self-target when you cast it. You have to actually physically target yourself, cast it, and then I've got to retarget my enemy, whereas the heal, like if I cast the heal right now, it's going to heal myself even though I have the enemy targeted. Between Puma and Yakisha, I'm doing a huge amount of damage. I gotta keep remembering to put my songs back on though, because these dots are hitting the giants. They only have fire resist, which is not what I'm running. I'm running poison, magic, and frost, plus a slow, of course. Not running the AoE slow, as I said before, it doesn't hit Nagy. And since most of these giants will probably be single pulls, I don't need the AoE. Well, it's good to know I can single pull. I can lull and pull the giants apart. I really didn't want to face two. I know I could though. The damage they're doing is very minimal, but it's good to know that I don't have to worry about that. I'm not sure if they're charmable. It might be worth trying. I keep getting stunned. I'm not used to it. I'm used to not being stunned and keeping my songs running, but I'm getting stunned every now and then by them. Alright, here is King Tranix. I don't know if I can lull him. I think I can. Oh, perfect. That's great. Because I need to get in here and lull this other one, this fire giant. So we're going to lull that fire giant out. Perfect. Because then we can pull Tranix alone, which is the goal here, and pull him down the stairs. King Tranix's like initial salvo was a bit rough there. He dropped that harm touch, and I don't know, he was hitting quite a bit. I just healed back up a bit to get to 75. I'm so used to having Mend with the Monk in the mix, but I've dropped that Monk for the Shaman now, so I don't have that nice fallback for the Mend. So I just had to use a superior heal a few times. That helped me top me back off, and so far he's not too bad after that first shot. I thought King Tranix dropped something. I guess maybe he doesn't, or maybe it's not enabled yet, but I didn't get any loot off of him there. I was thinking he dropped something. Alright, let's get this other Fire Giant Warrior here. Haven't run into any Fire Giant Wizards yet. I think each of these placeholders have a to be a wizard. The XP in the raid zones is very reduced. I'm guessing that's done on purpose. It's like 0.15% per kill, so this is definitely not a place to be leveling. It's purely just for the raid, the killing, the loot. I don't have to go in this room and kill these two, but I want to. I want to clear this whole thing out before we get to Nagafen. Or we can see Nagafen now. Okay, good. Let's see if he has anyone else. Okay, he has no one else in the room with him. That's good. Alright, I gotta lull these guys, though. I got a rebuff after this fight. I see my haste is falling. The chloroplast is getting there too. Also, you may have noticed I did turn down a lot of my bard spell effects, so it's not crazy. I had a great comment from one of the viewers said it looks like someone's welding. Yeah, the bard spell effects can get a little out of control, so I've got them turned to the lowest I can. I still like to see these particles, but yeah, it doesn't need to be as crazy and scintillating as it is. So I think this is quite a bit better, more manageable on the eyes. No loot from him either. Maybe it's just loot on Nagy and that's it. There's no loot on the giants, I don't know. We got 4 more giants to work through, and then... No, 6 more giants to work through, and then Nagy. Oh, I've noticed that there's no damage shields on the giants, which is great. Maybe there is on the wizard, if we find one. I don't know if we even have any up right now. Warriors. They're all warriors, so... except for Magus, Rokal at the end. But I don't think he has a damage shield either, so I brought Dispel just in case, though. Alright, last 2 giants here until we... Oh, okay, we got Rokal with this. Let's see if we can bewitch one of these giants. And we can. That's perfect. Wonderful. So we were able to charm the warrior. Heal up real quick before this guy breaks. Breaks in about 5 seconds. Get 1 more heal off. Well, I'm very glad to know that we can charm the giants in here. That is a huge help in case of a bad pull like that. I forgot to check to see if Magus had a damage shield, but I'm pretty sure he didn't, because if he had a damage shield, I would have killed myself very quickly with the amount of haste and triple attacks we're doing. Last giant before we attempt Nagy. Okay, we are clear to find Nagafen and fight Nagafen. I'm going to do a full rebuff before we do this. As you can see, this is an example of using quick buff, which I don't think I was able to show off. I haven't shown off before, but I fill my entire bar full of all my shaman buffs, right? And then you use the quick buff, which is on a 10-minute cooldown. You hit yourself with it, and it loads the full stack and with 1 button, which is fantastic. You don't have to sit here and do 14 buffs. Alright, there's Lord Nagafen. No damage shield, so I did not need to use this at all. Didn't need to use Dispel at all in the lineup. Not on the giants, not on Nagafen, so we're just going to rip in there. I think Nagafen aggro's as soon as you start to cross this bridge. We'll try to fight Nagafen inside. So my two biggest concerns are Nagafen does two abilities. One, Dragon Roar, which is like a fear, but it's got a negative 150 MR resist, so it's going to hit me regardless. There's no way I can build against that. Not for now without a lot of MR gear. Even with my song, it's not going to be good. I'm more focused on the fire because the other ability Nagafen has is like a Dragon Breath, which not only does damage, but it does dispels. So it's going to start dispelling all my buffs. I think I can survive that even if I am getting hit with it, but it would just be nice to not have to deal with that if I can resist the ability completely. I have a feeling it's still going to hit me though, and I'm going to start getting my buffs stripped as it goes down the line. But we have a lot of bard buffs that are not strippable, and those will be useful. So here goes nothing. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we definitely need to be healing. Taking a lot more damage than expected. Yeah, I'm getting buff stripped. So that Dispel is landing. Nagafen hits hard and fast. I should have put slow first in the line here. Come on, chain hit. No, slow's not hitting. We're taking a lot of damage quick. Don't think we can handle this one. Well, we are out of mana, so there's nothing we can do now. Got let Nagafen down to 35%, but we're gonna die here. Okay. I gotta look that over and see what we could have possibly done different there. Okay, so I think possibly the issue I have is it's really just damage is the issue, is the damage that Nagi is doing. Not even the spell's not doing much. What do you ever call it? Dispel damage. Dragon Breath? That's not really doing that much. It's being mitigated quite a bit by my buffs, but of course my buffs being stripped is a problem, so what I've done is I've put all of the non-essentials in the top and the more essentials at the bottom that I really need. We'll see if that helps a little bit with mitigation. Also, I'm adding in Shield of Songs, which is a damage absorbency like a rune. I don't know if that's going to help very much because of how much damage Nagi's outputting, but I'm trying anything to think about what I can do to mitigate it. So I need AC stacking, and I need some like a damage mitigation. If this doesn't work and I can't pull this off with this class mix, I may swap the warrior for my paladin so that I have Lay of Hands as an option. And I don't know if I get Spellblade, because if I could get Spellblade stance, oh boy, we would be in maybe a little better position. Also, I just realized I'm running balance stance, which is a terrible thing, and I should be running an offense stance. I may actually even... Maybe we just run defensive. Let's try that. 50% reduction would be huge on incoming damage. So we're going to try that. I was in balance, which wasn't doing much of anything. Let's try that. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Still, we've optimized our lineup a little more. I'm hoping that helps with the save versus fire. Our AC is good. HP is about there. Attack speed's all good. So we just got to hit our Puma. In fact, I think I'm gonna hit my Puma as I go in here. Let's just do Puma now and go. Yeah, there we go. Nagy's coming. Perfect. Now we're just gonna cast our dots and hope we can survive. The issue, it's just that damage output that Nagy's doing on the hits. Now I do have a damage shield on too, so that is helping to take out some of the damage that's being... it helps hurt Nagafen a bit. I'm already taking too much damage as it is. Even with that 50%, that's wild. Alright, we'll just start. We gotta start healing again. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that shield stripped right away. So the rune is mitigating something, but not a lot. Lava Breath is kind of hitting a bunch. It depends. See, that one's nice and low. 56 damage on Lava Breath. That's better. I'll take that. How's my Puma? My Puma's alright for 30 seconds. Keep stripping my spells one at a time. My damage output is so low. But I'm afraid to move out of defensive stance. I gotta recast Puma. Okay, we've got that back on. We gotta start healing again. I can see why having a cleric is amazing in this case, because you get that complete heal. Boy, if I was running a complete heal right now, man, what's called Promise Renewal, it would still be huge. Absolutely huge. We're lasting a little better, but I'm still afraid that we may not win the war of attrition here. And I'm losing all my good buffs. Now we're getting down to the critical buffs, which provide some AC, some FR. I'm just going to spam that heal up. Wow, we're just running right out of buffs here. Getting a few lucky rounds here where Nagafen's not destroying us. Need that Spirit of the Puma back. That's so critical. I haven't been running my song like an idiot because I've been worried. Well, because I'm worried about healing. That's the major issue here. Trying to stay up with the heals, but now I can get a few dots in. I should have been doing this from the start. Okay, that makes me feel better. Even if I failed this one, I think we have... I think a round 2 might be able to pull it off. Gotta get heals down. I think the key was the defensive stance. I'm just going to spam heal up and then turn my Bard songs back on. Stack those dots again. This definitely wasn't done efficiently or the most elegantly. Could definitely improve this. Spam some heals up. I think we're gonna win here, even with no buffs on. Okay, so Nagy keeps dispelling my Puma, so there's no point in trying to keep that on the line. Oh, I didn't know Nagy ran. Run that song, run that song. We did it, boys. Try 2. Attempt number 2. Now, could I do this on difficulty 1? I don't think so. Maybe I'd need the Paladin for that with the lay hands. And further difficulties, probably need Cleric. Hey, okay, what do we got? Oh my word, we got Solo's Drum of the March. Oh, what a cool thing. Red Dragon Scales, I think those are 4 quests. Crystallized Sulfur is garbage. And the Torn Burnt Book is also 4 quests. Check that out. Alright. Well, we're going to stand back here. Let's get a nice photo of the room backed up. Check it out. We did it, everybody. We cleared it. There we go. We have moved the Solo's Drums of the March Exaltation onto my main weapon. 14 on the percussion. We upgraded big time from the... Shoot, what was it? 11. That's awesome. I bet my run speed's going to be a little zippy when we try that out later. Okay, everybody. So I think we're going to end the episode there. I think that's a great way to cap off the episode. And we did a bunch this episode. I mean, mostly boring leveling stuff early on, trying to get some gear. I think we've played with Classic a little bit. Got an FBSS. Didn't get a Yakisha, but then I said, let's just grind to 50, and then we're gonna go bank diving and raid my bank for gear so that we could fight Nagy on D0, which we successfully did and solo. D1 through D4, well, that's a different story, and we won't talk about that until then. All right, everybody, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.